Warning: Brent and Joe, the Retro Show, may contain video games from the 80s and 90s, so if you're under the age of 20, you might not know what the we're talking about.
I won't bend, break, I'm going away. Every moment's one more chance to stand up or get in the way. So when I go, I want the world to know.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Brent and Joe, the Retro Show. This is episode 3, and today is Halloween, so we are going to call this Brent and Joe, the Horror Show. In this episode, we are going to be covering some of our favorite scary movies and also our top 5 favorite scary video games. But lately, I have to warn you guys, Joe has been acting really strange lately, and all I can say is, don't piss him off.
Look.
Look where?
Behind the bush.
I don't see anything.
The guy who drove by so fast, that one you yelled at.
Thank you, Brent, for that marvelous intro. You just saw a clip from Halloween, the original Halloween that came out in the late 70s, one of the great horror movies of all time. This movie was shot on a budget of only $300,000 and went on to become one of the highest grossing Halloween horror flicks of all time. Jamie Lee Curtis's breakout role was in this movie, and as you can see in that clip, I was stalking her. If you make it all the way to the end of this video, you will see me actually catch her. Maybe. You'll just have to wait and see. My second horror movie pick that you should definitely see is Don't Breathe. It's about a bunch of stupid kids that break into this poor guy's home. Boy, are they in for a grand surprise. Stephen Lang. Most of you know Stephen Lang as the twisted ex-Marine in Avatar who enjoys killing Na'vi. Well, in this movie, he enjoys stalking and killing all the idiots that broke into his home. My final movie recommendation is A Quiet Place, starring John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. If they hear you, they will hunt you. A family must live in silence to avoid mysterious creatures that hunt by sound, knowing that even the slightest whisper or footstep can bring death. Evelyn and Lee are determined to find a way to protect their children while desperately searching for a way to fight back. Excellent movie. You should definitely see it. Look at the fresh Rotten Tomatoes. That should explain it all. Alright, Brent, you're up next.
Okay, so some of my favorite scary movies are Friday the 13th remake. This is a really good movie, and the best part about it is Jason starts off with the sack mask, and then he eventually finds the hockey mask. But the best part about this movie, it has really good brutal kill scenes, and that's why I really like it. Now, the next scary movie that I want to talk about is A Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. I really like this movie because you get a better backstory about Freddy Krueger, and it shows how he became the way he is. Okay, so let's move on to our top 5 favorite scary video games, and at the number 5 spot, I decided to pick Outlast. Outlast is a stealth first-person survival horror game where you have to use a camera view to see in night vision. To keep using the camera and night vision, you have to add batteries so you find them throughout the game. The game is about a journalist who decides to investigate a mental hospital asylum by himself. Like I said, this is a stealth game, so you don't have any weapons or offense. Hiding is the key. This game is really fun, and it definitely has some jumps and scares, so definitely check it out if you haven't already.
Oh, hi. That was a great pick, Brent. Outlast is one of the great horror games of all time. Critically acclaimed, by the way. I love it. My pick, one of my favorite horrific video games to play. Grisly, murdering, psychotic video game called Manhunt. Yes, Manhunt by Rockstar Games. You are a convict on death row. You were executed in the public's eyes, but the government did not kill you. They kept you alive so you can do their bidding. They kept you alive so you can help them hunt down gang members and murder them. And since you're a blood-sucking, cold-hearted murderer yourself, it becomes pretty easy. This is your classic cat and mouse game, stealth in the shadows type of game, where you sneak up on thugs and kill them in creative ways. Your plastic bag, pieces of glass. As the game goes on, the weapons get more creative. Excellent game. Sometimes if you get caught, you'll have to duke it out and fight mano a mano. But the best strategy is to stay in the shadows, because as the game progresses, it gets a little more difficult. You can get jumped pretty easily if you get spotted. If you guys haven't played Manhunt, I highly suggest you go out and find it. There's also a sequel, Manhunt 2. Rockstar Games is in all their glory.
Okay, Joe, so Manhunt was a really good pick, and I remember playing that game when I was younger, but at my number 3 spot, we are going to jump to Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2, which is a game that was published by Konami for the PlayStation 2. A remastered HD version was released for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 in 2012. As part of the Silent Hill HD collection, the objective of Silent Hill 2 is to guide your character through a monster-filled town as he searches for his deceased wife. The video game features third-person view with various camera angles. Although this is not a direct sequel of Silent Hill, which means that the stories don't really connect, this game will definitely make you jump.
Oh, excuse me. I was about to eat some dinner. That was a very good pick, Brent. Silent Hill? Why didn't I think of that? Love it. My final pick in this top 5 great list of ours is Dead Space by Electronic Arts. Now, I know a lot of people hate Electronic Arts, but back in the day when this game came out, Electronic Arts was still, not a crook. You know what I do with crooks? I hate crooks. Especially EA, Activision. They all deserve to die. Their microtransactions and stupid loot boxes. They'll get theirs. Trust me. They'll get it. Anyway, Dead Space. Survival, horror, sci-fi. Brilliant. Now, this game came out for the PS3, and it was just an amazing AAA budget title. Excellent single-player experience. Really suspenseful moments. Perfect 10 in my opinion. Sound, the graphics, the scares. I highly recommend this game. You play as a mechanic responding to a distress call on another ship. You get to the ship to realize something is funky. Something funky going on here. It doesn't take long for your crew and yourself realize something terrible has happened on this ship. And you'll spend the bulk of this game trying to find the crew members, trying to figure out what's going on. Great thrills, edge of your seat horror. If you have surround sound, let me tell you, wear a diaper, because you may shit yourself. So yeah, that was my pick. Now it's your turn, Brent, to pick the final game. And if you excuse me, I'm going to find Jamie Lee Curtis. I gotta go.
That was a really great pick, Joe. Dead Space is definitely one of the better series out there for survival horror games, but it's not better than my number 1 spot, and that is Resident Evil 2 Remake. Resident Evil 2 is a survival horror game developed and published by Capcom. As a player, you can control a police officer or a college student as they attempt to escape from the city during a zombie apocalypse. Any Resident Evil game could be at the number 1 spot, but to me, this is by far my favorite. This game has really great boss battles and it gives you suspense and thrill. I highly recommend it if you haven't played it.